Game of Thrones Season 7 has flown by so quickly, and the finale is finally upon us already this Sunday. But that's not going to stop me from keeping the hype flowing, so in this video, let's discuss and try to predict what big events are going to blow our minds in Episode 7, The Dragon and the Wolf. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any epic daily content. I'm going to be doing lots of theory videos, live streams, and vlogs leading all the way up until Season 8. War has been one of the primary focuses of this season, mainly Cersei versus Daenerys, and then in the last episode, we saw the Great Wars here. The War for Dawn has finally started, with the Night King initiating God mode by channeling his inner Zeus, killing Viserion, one of Daenerys' dragons. With an extended runtime of nearly 80 minutes, making The Dragon and the Wolf the longest runtime for a Game of Thrones episode ever, we can expect there to be a larger scene focused around the meeting in the Dragonpit between Jon, Dany, and Cersei's forces. But how will two queens and a king navigate a potential agreement or alliance? In the last episode, Daenerys promised Jon that she would fight alongside him to fight the Night King and defeat him, but Cersei is ignorant and not likely to just agree to their proposal. Cersei is always trying to find the upper hand, and while I don't think there is going to be a red wedding-like scenario, I do believe that she has some sort of plan to gain the upper hand despite the threat of the Night King and the Army of the Dead. I think this scene will be a crowd pleaser. There are going to be so many amazing reunions, including Brienne and Jaime, which I'm looking very forward to, Podrick and Tyrion, Tyrion and Cersei, the Hound and his undead brother, the Mountain, Theon, Euron, and Yara, and not only that, there will be a multitude of characters meeting for the first time, including Daenerys and Cersei. But I think the key character in this whole conversation is going to be Jaime Lannister. He's the only person that could really get to Cersei before all of this, and in my opinion, as soon as she reached out to the Golden Company, it sealed the deal that there is no turning back for Cersei, in that she will do anything and everything to win this war. We see that Jaime tried to appeal to Cersei after the Field of Fire 2.0, and Jaime, being an honorable person, will listen to Jon, Tyrion, and Dany's plea, because if the Army of the Dead breaches the wall, whoever sits the Iron Throne isn't going to matter much. And we have to remember, the Night King now has a dragon. The Night King acquiring his own mount is a major problem. I'm also going to go out on a limb and say we get trolled on the Clegane Bowl this episode. They're going to tease us that the Hound and the Mountain are going to finally square off, but ultimately, it's not going to happen until next season, where Cersei becomes an even bigger problem and needs to be removed from the Iron Throne. Something that will be unique about this episode as well is that it will mainly focus on two locations, King's Landing and Winterfell. And while I believe that things need to be addressed in King's Landing, we know that the Starks having stability in Winterfell is a very important thing. Something that will need to be addressed in Winterfell is Littlefinger Peter Baelish. He's been trying to maneuver himself into a position of strength ever since the Battle of the Bastards, but realized that all of these variables and X factors needed to be either eliminated or displaced. He's trying to play his chaotic game of chess, but since the Starks are having their mini reunion without Jon and Winterfell, Littlefinger feels it's appropriate to make his final move, his play that involves his only road to the Iron Throne with Sansa. In the preview, we see that Winterfell has entered a deep winter now that the Long Night is now approaching, and Sansa is giving me this Lady Stoneheart vibe with the way she's expressing herself and dressed in the shot. Sansa is concerned about the North for once. We gotta remember that the bullshit of the South has really affected her, which leads me to believe that she will finally execute Littlefinger when Sansa spills the beans about how he murdered Lysa Tully. She's obviously gonna have Arya's help, as Arya's gonna cut his throat when Arya declares he's a treacherous bastard after seeing him at Harrenhal, and it's gonna be glorious, everyone, the moment when the scene mirrors that of Ned Stark when he was betrayed in the throne room. I do also suspect that Bran will play an integral role in the episode, as well as not only showing his hand in Littlefinger's downfall, but as well when Samwell Tarly comes to Winterfell with the information that Rhaegar and Lyanna were married, making Jon a legitimate heir to the Iron Throne. I've always said that I thought we would get a flashback to the Tournament at Harrenhal and the Night of the Laughing Tree story. However, there might not be enough time to accomplish that in this episode. However, I do believe we are going to see Rhaegar and Lyanna get married. I think it's really important to see who Jon's father is and how much he loved Lyanna. Jon isn't a bastard anymore, which completely changes the dynamic of this whole story. And despite Tyrion saying, use your insults of being called a bastard and wear it like armor, and this time he can empower himself in a different way because he knows his parents loved him. There are definitely going to be some other interesting moments in the episode, including something major between Euron, Yara, and Theon. I think that it's possible that we see Euron do something really bad to Yara. And of course, Daenerys and Jon sharing an intimate moment, submitting to each other, giving into love, even they know the task at hand is going to take up a lot of their time. But we can't forget that the Night King has acquired a dragon. I believe that this means the wall will fall or be breached this episode in not one, but 2 locations, as Castle Black and Eastwatch are going to be attacked. The final shot of the episode will be epic, setting up Season 8 of A Game of Thrones, The War for Dawn, as the Night King is going to be on his dragon and the wall is going to fall. But what do you think? What will be the most impactful moment in the finale, and what are you looking forward to the most in The Dragon and the Wolf? Let me know in the comment section. Let's create an epic discussion. Also, very big news, I'm going to be going to DragonCon in exactly 1 week from today, and me and George will be going to this event where roughly 80,000 people are going to be attending live panels, epic art shows, interviews, there's going to be a parade, pub crawls, and so much more. I'm really excited to go to this event in Atlanta, and we will be vlogging the event so you can look forward to checking out some awesome videos on the channel when I come back. I did start a GoFundMe, as getting a flight to Atlanta is really expensive. The hotels are also very expensive. We only found out 2 weeks ago that we were going, so that kind of throws a wrench in our plans, and a trip like this can be very expensive. So if you would like to help support me and George in our endeavor, that would be amazing. Any donation really helps offset the costs and would help us out greatly. You can also support the channel by becoming a patron on Patreon, where you can pledge a monthly amount to get early access to my videos, special weekly vlogs, and much more. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have an amazing Game of Thrones filled day. 7 blessings.
How much for your little clam?